Good morning, and thank you so much for joining me for this week's video. For this week's video, I thought I would talk a little bit about quickly switching your plans. And so I had a plan this morning. I wanted to catch the sunrise over Salem Lake here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I was a little slow getting going, so I didn't quite make it there for sunset, or sunrise, and I got there maybe about 5 minutes after it rose, but it was also not a really pretty sunrise to begin with, so I didn't feel like I was really missing anything. I think that's probably what slowed me down a little bit this morning. And so I took a couple photos. It was fine, but it wasn't like great colors. It was just kind of really your orange of the sun rising. And so because that was my plan, was to just capture the lake and the sunrise, and maybe using some of my neutral density filters and stuff to just for some long exposure. Since that didn't really pan out, I decided to quickly change my plans and just do a little bit of exploring and photographing. And so right now I am here in Bailey Park in downtown Winston-Salem, which is in the Innovation Quarter area. And it's just a really pretty park. And right now I am just enjoying my hot tea underneath some cherry trees. I believe they're Yoshino cherry trees, but they're just in full bloom right now. And it's just absolutely beautiful. A couple more weeks and I'll get some tulips, and the eastern redbuds are also showing off and stuff right now. And so I thought I would just kind of explore, maybe do a little street photography, do a little bit of nature photography with the flowers that are kind of coming up. So that's really what this video is going to be about, is just kind of exploring my surroundings, quickly changing my plans, and just photographing whatever comes to mind and is of interest. So anyways, we're going to enjoy some more hot tea and then go take some more photos. So right now we are at the Winston Square Park here in downtown Winston-Salem, and one of the cool things I think about Winston-Salem is the Wells Fargo Tower, which is behind me, which is the world's largest granite domed skyscraper. It's the granite dome, I believe, is like 59 feet, and if I recall correctly, the granite comes from Sardinia. And yeah, so that's kind of a cool tower. It's very iconic here in Winston-Salem. And so yesterday I went out to try to scope out some locations for some night photography featuring this particular tower and everything. So someday I will get out there to do some night photography when it's not as windy as it was. But right now I am just kind of looking for some leading lines. There is this spiral staircase that I'm going to see if I can't maybe get some type of photo featuring that spiral, whether it's shooting from like a bird's eye view. I'm not entirely sure, so I'm going to head over there and see what kind of leading lines, architectural type of things I can get. It is currently like 9:49, so the sun is kind of starting to get a little high and everything, so I'm not sure if I will put on my polarizing filter or not, but for now it is not on, and just kind of really adjusting just mainly my aperture, my shutter speed, depending on what I'm photographing, and that because of the sun, and right now there's like some high dynamic ranges going on. There's some really dark areas and some really bright areas, so we'll see if I end up doing any exposure bracketing. If I do, I will note that in the photos and let you know if there's like 2 photos that make up that particular image, just so you kind of know. But yeah, it's just kind of a gorgeous morning to just kind of walk around and explore downtown Winston-Salem, because I honestly don't do it nearly enough. There's all these restaurants that I just need to go check out. So anyways, we're going to continue exploring and taking some photos. So right now I'm here in front of the Wells Fargo Center building, and there's all these cherry trees that are blooming right now, and so I'm trying to get a shot of the cherry trees with the Wells Fargo Center building, and this is where I wish I had maybe an ultra wide angle lens to really be able to get low and get the exact angle that I see. With the 24 millimeters, just not quite wide enough, but just really pretty with all these cherry trees and the building. But I still think I've got some photos that will work and everything from this angle. I'm glad that I walked down here. Cherry trees might be one of my favorite types of trees, but we're just gonna keep kind of messing around in this area. Camera setting wise, my aperture I think it's f9. What is it? Yeah, aperture is f9. My shutter speed is 125th of a second, and my ISO is 160. Just kind of floating around with the ISO just a little bit, depending if I'm more in shade or in the sun. The same with the aperture and the shutter speed. So, but yeah, we're just gonna take some more photos. I love cherry trees. I love cherry trees. They might be one of my favorites, and this is why it's one of my favorite times of the year. One of these days I'll get to Japan to see the cherry blossoms, and Washington DC for the cherry blossoms too, so one of these days. But today we will just take some more photos of some of the trees and architects down here, and yeah, I'm just gonna take some more tea, take some more photos, and drink some more tea. Yes, I had to stop and get some more hot tea from this fabulous little bakery called Camino's Bakery, and I love it. I also had a delicious blueberry muffin. It was delightful. So anyways, we'll take some more photos and kind of continue meandering on for the day. So we'll just get some more photos. Alright, so I made it back here to Bailey Park, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this week's video. I actually really enjoyed this morning and getting to explore and walk around downtown Winston-Salem. I don't do nearly enough, and I definitely need to make a more concerted effort to make it downtown, to not only just take some street photography, but to go to some of the restaurants and bars in the area. But one of the things that I love about landscape, outdoor photography, nature photography is obviously being outside, but I enjoy getting to meet the people along the way. This morning I had, a great conversation with a woman named Yolanda, and it was the most enjoyable part of the morning was actually just having a wonderful conversation with her. Even chatted with a police officer for a bit, and that's what I love about getting outside to take photos, is getting to meet the people along the way. And so I hope that this kind of inspired you to have conversations with the people you meet along the way when you're outside taking photos. And even if your day doesn't go how you thought it was going to go, or you don't take the photos you thought you were going to take, just the act of getting outside, taking photos, meeting people along the way, for me, I think that's what's most enjoyable. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this week's video of urban street photography. I had a fantastic time doing this particular video. It was just a lot of fun just walking around. If you like the photos and this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends and family. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would greatly appreciate your support as I continue to grow this channel. So thank you guys so much. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.